I've got a black card with a $1 trillion limit, and the balance resets to $1 trillion every single day. Give me one day. Can I actually spend it all? My fiance hopped into some rich kid's whip right in front of me, then called me out in public for being broke with no connections. That hit like a knife to the chest. My fists tightened up on their own. Ding. Compatible host detected. Spending system linked successfully. Congratulations, host. You've received a baller black card. Balance resets to 1 trillion daily. Every 100 million you spend earns you 1 spending point, which can be redeemed for system rewards. The system went quiet. A sleek black card appeared right in my hand. $1 trillion a day? I stared at the card, completely floored. The world's richest man doesn't even have that kind of money. And here I am with $1 trillion to blow every single day. Does that make me richer than him? That thought alone sent a rush through every cell in my body. I looked up and locked eyes with my fiance, who was still laughing. And just like that, I smiled too. No more holding back. No more being nice. You want to cheat on me? Fine. I'm going after your best friend. I gripped the card and walked over to a petite girl who'd been watching the drama. Her name was Wang Jiaojiao, bestie of Liu Ruyan, and one of the top 5 campus beauties. Before I even reached her, I'd already sent her a 100K WeChat transfer with a message attached. I know your brother's in the hospital. I'll cover the 100K in medical bills. I'm in a bad mood today. Keep me company. Then I walked up to Wang Jiaojiao, right in front of my fiancé Liu Ruyan, and said straight up, "Hang out with me today?" The second those words left my mouth, the crowd went dead silent, then erupted. What is he doing? Don't tell me he's actually trying to shoot a shot at Wang Jiaojiao. Bro's lost it. Everyone on campus knows Wang Jiaojiao has insanely high standards. She literally said she'd only marry a rich guy. She's the campus gold digger. Everybody knows that. And he thinks he can get with her? Is this a joke right now? Liu Ruyan watched the whole thing and let out a cold laugh. She had total contempt written all over her face. She could already picture exactly how Wang Jiaojiao was about to humiliate me. She was smug as hell. Glad she dumped this broke loser when she did. The crowd was eating it up, waiting for me to crash and burn, but the next second, jaws dropped. Wang Jiaojiao looked up from her phone with a big smile, a shy blush spreading across her cute face, and she nodded. That hit like a sledgehammer to everyone's skull. Eyes went wide, mouths fell open. Nobody could believe what they just saw. Wait, am I seeing things? He actually got a yes from Wang Jiaojiao? Liu Ruyan just stood there, completely blank. Wang Jiaojiao was her ride or die, the campus gold digger, and now that same gold digger just agreed to go out with her ex. It was like a hard slap right across the face, leaving her red-cheeked and seething. Wang Jiaojiao! Liu Ruyan snapped, her face dark with rage. But the moment she said it, she realized Wang Jiaojiao had already walked off with me. She didn't even look back. Nearby, Chuko noticed Liu Ruyan's expression and stepped in to smooth things over. Babe, why even bother with 2 broke losers? Stooping to their level just cheapens us. Chuko said it with full arrogance, watching us walk away with obvious disdain. That seemed to make Liu Ruyan feel better. In her mind, Wang Jiaojiao was blind for hanging with someone like that, doomed to be some ordinary housewife. She couldn't wait to watch her regret it later. A smug smirk crept across Liu Ruyan's face. All right, babe, don't be mad. Let me take you jewelry shopping. We're heading to Qianda Mall. Chuko said it while putting his arm around Liu Ruyan's waist, and they got back in the car. Meanwhile, Wang Jiaojiao had pocketed the 100K, but still looked a little tense. She glanced at me and asked flatly, "So where are we going?" "Where?" "Qianda Mall, obviously. That place is a money pit. Perfect for what I have in mind." The system said I need to spend 100 million before I earn even 1 spending point, and those points unlock rewards. I had no idea what the rewards were, but if the system's handing them out, they can't be basic. I was seriously hyped to find out. System, can I open the redemption menu? Negative. First time access requires 10 spending points. No way. So I have to blow $1 billion just to unlock the menu? This system is literally forcing me to spend money. Then can you at least tell me what's in the redemption menu? All items are hand-picked treasures. That's classified. No previews. I threw my hands up, but honestly, that just made me even more curious. All right, $1 billion it is. Let's get spending. I grabbed Wang Jiaojiao by the hand and headed straight for Qianda Mall. I'm in a bad mood today. Help me spend some money. My hand wrapped around her smaller one. Wang Jiaojiao's face turned red and she tried to pull away. She didn't really have any feelings for me. The only reason she was here was because of the 100 grand. Her little brother had leukemia. The early treatments had already wiped out the family's savings, and the rest of the bills were astronomical. That's why she'd been looking for a rich guy. So when I handed over 100K just like that, yeah, it caught her off guard. The two of us grabbed a cab and headed straight to Qianda Mall. We walked into a restaurant inside, Wangxiang Pavilion. Wang Jiaojiao stopped at the entrance, visibly shocked. She'd figured we'd grab a bite at some random hole in the wall, not Wangxiang Pavilion. A meal here easily runs thousands. This was not a place for college students. Her surprise quickly turned to judgment. She figured I was just showing off to impress her, and that the money was probably from my parents. That thought tanked whatever goodwill she had left for me. I noticed her sour expression and genuinely didn't get it. I'm taking you to a nice dinner, and you're rolling your eyes? I shook my head and kept moving. I walked up and asked for a premium private room. The staff said the minimum spend was 50K. I couldn't stop grinning. I don't want to save money right now. I want to blow it. 50 grand felt like pocket change. I thought for a second, then asked the server, "You got anything higher? Like a 100K minimum room?" The server looked like he'd just heard something completely unhinged. 50 grand's not enough. Now he wants 100 grand minimum? He sized me up. Knockoff fits from head to toe. Is this guy here to dine and dash? Wang Jiaojiao looked fully done with me. Watching the server's reaction, she felt mortified. This whole outing was the biggest mistake she'd ever made. She mentally committed to blocking me the second she got home. Her only goal now was to find a window to slip out before she lost any more dignity. Wang Jiaojiao jumped in fast. "Sorry, he's just messing around." She wasn't about to let the server kick them out. I didn't push it. I picked up the menu, flipped through it, and said, "Just the two of us, let's keep it simple." Wang Jiaojiao breathed a quiet sigh of relief. She really didn't want me pulling any more stunts. I stayed totally calm, $1 trillion in my pocket. I had all the confidence in the world. What's ordering off a menu when you're holding that kind of money? I smiled and said, "Sure, just bring me the whole menu." Wang Jiaojiao slowly turned her head and stared at me like I had 3 heads. "This is keeping it simple? What, if you weren't keeping it simple, you'd just buy the whole restaurant?" The server stood there for a second, then cautiously spoke up. "Sir, the full menu includes a lot of premium ingredients. Black truffle, sea cucumber, Australian lobster, you name it. The total would come to around 150K. Are you sure?" I nodded. The server took the menu and headed out, straight to the manager. He ran through everything and asked, should they serve the food, or just throw these two out? The manager heard that 2 people had ordered over 100 grand worth of food and looked genuinely puzzled. He thought it over for a couple of seconds, then waved his hand. "Serve them, but post a few security guys outside the room. If they try to skip the bill or pull anything shady, beat them. Beat them hard, then drag them home to get the money from their parents." The server smirked and nodded. Meanwhile, Wang Jiaojiao watched me acting all unbothered and snapped, "Okay, I'm done. Don't take this personally, but do you actually have 150K? Because I'm pretty sure that 100K you sent me was your family's entire savings. Flexing with your parents' hard-earned money? That's genuinely disgusting." She didn't hide her contempt at all. I blinked. Honestly, didn't expect that from a self-proclaimed gold digger. That actually made me look at her differently. But I didn't explain myself. She wouldn't believe me anyway, so why waste the breath? I just clapped back. "It's not coming out of my pocket. Why would I stress about it?" Wang Jiaojiao blinked, then shot back. "Fine, I'll watch with my own eyes as you go completely broke trying to flex." Going broke? That's literally the dream right now. Burn through the whole $1 trillion. But I've barely made a dent. Long way to go. The food came out fast. And honestly, Wengxiang Pavilion does not miss. Every dish was dialed in, the presentation was stunning, and before long, the whole table was packed. I went in hard, savoring every bite, feeling the flavors slowly fill my mouth. At that moment, the experience was just peak. Wang Jiaojiao, on the other hand, couldn't enjoy a single bite. She was terrified of the bill. What if they got stuck washing dishes, or worse, got dragged in front of their parents? That would be the ultimate humiliation. Every time she thought about it, she shot me a look full of resentment. She figured the 100K I gave her might just cover the meal, but they'd still be 50K short. The server watched both of their expressions and grew more and more convinced. These two are absolutely here to dine and dash. He stayed on full alert. I swallowed half a sea cucumber in one bite and casually asked, "So, how's the food?" Wang Jiaojiao gave a distracted nod and muttered, "It's fine." Just 2 words, but her voice cracked like she was on the verge of tears. She was genuinely terrified of everything she'd been imagining coming true. And then what I said next made her already terrified heart drop even harder. Good, then this is our regular spot from now on. Wang Jiaojiao's eyes went wide. She was about to go off when she heard me call out, "Hey, can we get the check?" "The check?" The server's voice shot up 3 octaves. He'd been gearing up for a dine and dash, so hearing "check please" completely short-circuited him. Wait, wasn't this guy supposed to complain about the food or the service or find a hair in his dish to weasel out of the bill? How is he just asking to pay? No, wait, snap out of it. He's asking for the check. The server jolted back to reality. He rushed over with the bill he'd already printed out. Every last trace of contempt vanished from his face, replaced with a full-on customer service smile. "Sir, your total comes to 169,000 yuan. We've gone ahead and waived the change." "Cool card." I pulled out the black card. Transaction approved. Wang Jiaojiao still hadn't processed it. She couldn't believe I'd actually dropped 160K on a single meal. She pinched herself. The sting confirmed it. This was real. She really just sat through a 160K dinner. And then it hit her. She spent the whole meal panicking and hadn't even tasted the food. $160,000 worth of food. She could have smacked herself. I smiled calmly and turned to the server. "Get your owner for me. I want to talk about buying this place."